What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. Thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out today to roll some dice, and so excited to crash some cars. Because today, we're going to be playing Gaslands, and we're specifically going to be playing the campaign for Gaslands. Let me get that in the light better. From the third volume of Blaster, which I didn't know anything about this until recently. I want to say I saw Ash Barker talking about it on his channel, Gorilla Miniature Games, which I love. And I was like, well, that's cool. Yeah, it was, because he was playing Sludge, which is another game in here that looks really sweet. And so I got this because Sludge looked cool. And then as I was flipping through it, unbeknownst to me at the time when it purchased, there is a campaign, legacy campaign, for Gaslands. And me and my buddy Rob are going to play it. And we are... Yeah, I'm excited about this. I've never done a Gaslands campaign. I've played a fair amount of the game. Not an enormous amount. Audience votes are still something that I've only recently started playing with. So you may see us mess that up a couple times, who knows. But we're gonna implement it in the game. We're gonna make ourselves learn it because that's what you're supposed to do. So if you are unfamiliar with how Gaslands Legacy's campaigns works, it is a really cool process. It's a really cool setup. They have a website set up, and you go in and you just type in the name that's printed, like molded onto the bottom of your car. Like, for example, mine that I'm using were a buggy that was named Dune Daddy, and then a truck that just said 15 Ford F-150. So I changed that name, obviously, to Rick, because I'm not going to play through a narrative campaign and just be always referring to this thing as 2015 F-150. No, thank you. But you punch it in, and then it'll pretty much always put out the same results. But you can also save a link to it. So also, when you upgrade a car and you get mutations, you go back to the same website and you hit the thing, and then it spits out an upgrade for you. It's a super cool thing that kind of allows them to do more within these, like, especially in these little things like Blaster, where it's a compilation, where they don't have to take up so much printed space with, how to randomize everything. It's all just generated there, so they just have to give you the link to go find it and how to do it. So I've generated 2 cars, and Rob has generated 2 cars, and we're going to get in today to the first mission of what I am going to affectionately call Dino Road. So if you haven't hit that like button, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit those for me, and come along as we get into the first mission of Dino Road. Alright, so for this first board of this game of Gaslands, we're starting in the city, and we are trying to get away before the nanobots can eat us and reclaim us and make us one. So here we're playing the tires as indestructible or immovable objects. If you hit them, they'll stop you in place. And the barrels are destruction. We're playing that you have to drive on the road. So this should be a fun game. We'll drive off that end, and then we'll switch the table around and we'll finish out on the second board. First up, we have the Prophets of the Flame, and Rob's going to explain to them who you are. Tell us about them.
Well, that's the Bishop. That's a truck. So it's a middleweight with a heavy machine gun, grenades, Molotov cocktails, caltrop dropper, machine gun, a roll cage, and he has Handbrake Artist.
Handbrake Artist is a super cool part. I like that one a lot. And about this one with this awesome looking ram on it.
Well, that's Firebat again. That's a car. It's a middleweight. He's got heavy machine gun, a bazooka, the sentry gun drop, nitro booster, and exploding ram with moment of glory and battle hammer.
I was saying nitro booster is going to be really good in this. And my team for this starting out scenario will be Dune Daddy's Dirty Duo. So this is Dune Daddy. He's a buggy with a ram, rockets, a machine gun, and the unnerving eye contact and in for a penny perks. And this is Rick. He's a truck with a heavy machine gun, grenades, the rapid fire perk, and the hand brake artist. Rolling off for the pole position.
4.
All right, 2. All right, so these are our initial deployments. This is our entry edge. The other end of the table down there will be our exit edge. Fireback getting ready to move medium. You want to roll some handling dice?
Sure.
All right.
4.
Ooh, that's not great. 3 slides and a shift.
I am going to push that bad boy.
That's not a lot better.
I do get a free shift. I think I'm going to use Moment of Glory.
What does that do?
I change all these to what I want.
Once
per game.
Is that what, a perk?
It is a perk. It is the Moment of Glory.
That's a sweet perk.
So I'm just going to make all these a shift, except for this one spin and this one shift.
All right. Ending up right there. Gonna throw out a turret. Sentry getting plopped out a short. Right. I'm not left with a lot of choice here. I'm gonna go medium. 2 handling. We'll take a hazard to push it. Okay. We'll got a free shift. So we'll go up to second. Keep the no, we'll ditch the slide and take that. Collision will be a T-bone. Do you want to smash or evade, sir?
I think I'm going to evade.
Okay. I'm going to smash. But it's middleweight, so it's our own gear in a T-bone. So looking for 4s. Got 1. To evade.
Looking for 6s. That is a 6.
1. That'll do it. We'll stop there. And I will, at the end of the phase, the sentry's gonna shoot at me, and I will also lose a hazard for ending my movement on a 2d6 for the sentry gun.
Oops.
All right, 1 pass, 1 fail. I'm in gear 2. Try to evade. Do not evade. So 2 damage. Correction. 1 damage. Gonna move a short with the bishop. Handling 2 for the bishop. Shift spin.
Shift spin, free shift, bringing in first gear.
Mm-hmm.
I think I will shift up, reduce the hazard from the shift, and take the spin.
Okay. And, right here, and then shooting.
Yep. Gonna shoot the heavy machine gun at the truck, and I'm gonna throw a Molotov at the truck, and a grenade, and a Molotov at the buggy.
Okay.
And the buggy first.
Misses. Molotov on the buggy.
Yep.
All right, on Doom Daddy. Misses. Molotov on Rick. Misses. And then you got
heavy machine gun.
Heavy machine gun also on Rick. So that's 3d6. Looking for 4s. All hit though. I'm in second gear looking for 6s. None. So that'll be 3 damage on. I'm gonna move short here and hope for a little bit of a handling 4. That's a very good roll. So we'll shift up to second gear. Cancel the hazard from that. Keep the spin, but cancel the hazard from the spin. And then right here, not touching the bishop, but just enough to where I can get weapons lined up on both of them. So we're going to shoot the rockets at the bishop. 66. 4 hits. Gear 2, looking for 6s. None. Takes 4 damage. And then I'm going to put the heavy machine gun into fire bat. Or no, regular machine gun into fire bat. 2d6 for machine gun. 1 hit.
And 6s? Nope.
1 damage. That'll do it for gear phase 1. Go into gear phase 2, and I will have the pole position. Thank you, Rob. Pole to me. So I'm going to start off with Rick. Am I going to start off with Rick? No, I'm not going to start off with Rick. We'll start off with Dune Daddy. And Dune Daddy is going to move I think medium, maybe a curve. Let me look at my. We're going to go with short, which is going to bring me almost immediately into contact with him, which is okay because it's on the facing with my handling dice first. Handling 4. That's not great. I'm going to push that. That's a little bit better. So we're going to shift up. I get a free shift there. No, I don't, because I'm in 2nd gear. Go into 3rd gear. Shift up. Cancel the hazard from shifting. Take 2 hazards. Up to 3 hazards on. This will be a T-bone collision with my facing being from my ram coming on here, so I will not take the hazards. We are both going to smash, so he will take 2 gear and get +1 for the ram, or +2 for the ram, but -1 for the weight class. Looking for 4s. 1.
Smashing back, looking for 4s.
2. All right. I'll take 2. He'll take 1. Going to use the long template here. Burn down that nitro booster. Doesn't count as because he started his activation in contact with Rick. That doesn't count as being in contact. I said ludicrous speed. Roll those not attack dice. Shit. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. What are you gonna do with them?
I am going to cancel the hazard.
Okay.
I'm going to shift up.
Okay. And then take 2 hazards.
I'll take a spin, yes.
So hazard for shifting you keep, and the hazard for spinning. You'll lose one of the hazards at the end of the turn for being on a road.
Because of nitro, I'm going to be at 5 hazards anyway, so.
Forgot to do it, but the turret right here would have shot at him during his movement. 2d6. 1 hit. Ooh, I thought I saw 6 for a second. Somebody dropping a turret and shooting the 3d6 on the bazooka. Looking for 4s.
Kaboom.
Nothing. I'm going to activate Rick. And I'm going to do a gentle. Handling 2. I gotta push it. Shift, slide. Okay, so we'll shift up a gear. Take a hazard. Slide, take a hazard. But then I'll lose a hazard for being on the road later. So ending up right there. Bishop's going to move up a medium. Handling 2 on the bishop. Shift, shift. Good roll.
The free shift.
Molotov at the buggy. Hits. Does not block. So 1 damage, and I'm on fire. Machine gun at the buggy. 2d6 looking for 4s. 1 hit. 3rd gear. 1 block. Sweet. Heavy machine gun at the truck. 3d6. 1 hit. No blocks. Gear phase 2. Moving to gear phase 3. Firebat's going to move medium. Handling dice. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's a free shit. Go up, cancel the hazard from going up, keep the spin, and get rid of 2 hazards, gaining a hazard from spin.
Okay. Ending right here with a little bit of spin action. Just to there. In there and dropping out the last turret. I'm going to go here. And I guess do a gentle right there. So first off, we'll go through the caltrops. I'll take 2 hazards for that. Caltrops looking for 4s. Nothing. I gotta roll some handling dice. It's pretty good. We'll 3rd gear going to 4th, so we'll shift up. Cancel the hazard for shifting. Cancel the hazard. And we'll cancel the hazard there. And we'll come up into a collision there. Everybody's going to smash. 2 dice for the smash attack, looking for 4s. 1.
Smash back. 3.
So that will wreck him out. None of the other things matter. So that's after his forced move short, and we'll see if he blows up on a 4-up. He does not. I'm okay with that because he would hit the truck, and that'll flip him over and wreck him out. However, that will gain me an audience vote for having one of my cars wrecked. So, we're not in contact with the wreck, so we're going to have to go forward and hit it. End goal here is a gentle turn. Yep. So this he's going to stay in third gear here, so this collision will be head on, but this is a immovable object, whatever. We count it as lightweight. So it'll be 3, because it adds them together, but it counts as gear 0 plus the size bonus for this being, middleweight to lightweight.
There we go.
So the bishop looking for 4s. Okay. And then the buggy has 2 dice. The wreckage looking for 4s also, which he gets 1 of. So 1 damage to right there with 6 hazard tokens. So that will be a white test. Looking for a 3 or higher. That is high. Before we get to that, we're going to put down more caltrops. All right, so 2 Molotovs.
Nothing.
Miss.
Machine gun.
And machine gun.
1.
1 hit. Third gear. No blocks. 1 damage. So we're going to go for a gentle right here because I'd rather hit the barrels than hit the caltrops. Some dice. And we'll just cancel the slide. So for the smashing through the barrels, it's a lightweight. I'm a middleweight, and I'm in third gear. So that'll be +2 for me. Okay. And for the barrel, be in third gear, -1. Takes 16 right there. I can't shoot the gun, but I can throw a grenade, so we'll do that. Firebat is in range of that, so we'll chuck that there. And we'll chuck a grenade. So heavy machine gun. 1 hit.
I will attempt to evade with the Firebat.
Okay.
Gear 4. Will evade 1.
Okay. So 1 was all that was there. Then a grenade into the other one. Misses. Got the 1 turret that'll shoot at the truck. 1 hit. No blocks. Okay, so backing up to this wipeout step that we got sidetracked from. He passed the flip check, but still is going to lose control. So I'm going to spin him this way so that he collides with this first gear. So the turret will smash back. Misses.
So 1 and then size bonus?
Mm-hmm.
Bloop.
No. After a collision, it is removed. Now, ending up Rick's activation. He is currently he was at 7 hazards, but he lost 1 for being on the road, leaving him at 6. So we'll see what happens to him with a flip check. He's good on that. Now he also has more hazards than he does hull points, so I will get a audience vote. And we'll spin Rick. Alright, which will cause a collision with. I'll evade. We're both middleweight, so it would just be the 1 dice.
1 dice.
1 dice.
No.
Misses. Bringing us to the end of our first gear phase 3. Trying our best to get across the beginning of 4. Oh wait, no. I'm gonna spend an audience vote right here for burn rubber, which will allow me to shift up a gear and activate a model, even if I wouldn't normally be able to activate it in the gear phase. So we're gonna do that, and then throw a grenade here. 1d6 looking for a 4. Nope, opposite of a 4. Firebat to do his thing. Gonna move a medium, and the plan is to shift down.
Kia. It's not bad.
Okay.
Free shift for being in 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So shift down, cancel the hazard from the shift, cancel this hazard, gain 1 hazard.
Okay. So after gear phase 4, with him choosing to shift down, that leaves no more activation, so the pole will bounce back and forth, and when we get back to gear phase 1, the pole will land on wrong. Gonna reverse, stay in the same gear,
Shift up,
and
gain a hazard from shift.
fire, back, hucking a grenade,
Wonk.
hits, blocked,
Molotov.
misses,
and heavy machine gun. Whoops. 3.
hits, goes through. I'm gonna go for a hard turn. 2 handling dice, shift, slide. No thing there. So I guess we will cancel the slide and stay in second. However, cause a collision. We are both going to evade here, taking 1 hazard and no smash attacks. Boom. Will shoot at me though. One hit. Blocked it up right there. So Firebat gonna execute a gentle right to win it.
Hup.
Pretty good. Pretty good. So canceling the hazard and shifting down to second and canceling the hazard for shift. Right there, coming in to this final stretch out of the city. It's to gear phase 2, where I will get the pole to go medium, straightforward, try to shoot that gap. In second gear, so we're gonna roll some dice here. 2 shifts and a free shift. That's pretty good. So I'm gonna go up to third, cancel the hazard, and cancel a hazard. Machine gun shooting at me because this is the start of 2. One hit. No block. Okay, explosion check. Nothing. Breaking out right there. So I will gain an audience vote for that. The only activation he's got here is the Batmobile or Firebat, so it's going to veer, and we'll see what happens in second gear.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
And a free shift. I'm going to cancel the slide, shift up, cancel the hazard from shifting up, and take the spin.
Okay. Netting 1 hazard, which will get lost at the end of the activation. I will be starting my activation with no vehicle, so I'll gain 2 audience points, and I will respawn something back here. Respawning the Dune Daddy right here, and going to make, I think, probably a gentle. Yeah, gentle looks good. 4 handling dice. I will take that. So we're going to shift up to third, cancel the hazard, keep the spin, cancel the hazard from the spin. Finally going to get to shoot at something. However, this is going to get to shoot at me first. Shooty 6,
No.
miss.
So
Machine gun into the bishop on 4s. Both hit. You're in first gear right now?
I am in first gear.
Okay, let's get some
I'm
damage
going to
on
evade
it.
it. It'll be fine.
Oh, he does. Look at that. Smart A. Rocket will be 6d6. 4 hits. 3 hits.
3 hits. Maybe? No.
3 damage to gear phase 3. Firebat's gonna move a medium, getting closer to the finish lines.
Kia!
Not great.
I will, in fact, take a hazard.
Okay, gonna push it.
To push it, yeah, not bad.
Shift, spin, hazard.
Free shift for the being in gear 3. Cancel the hazard. Shift up. Cancel the hazard from shifting up and spin.
So
Okay.
on 3, that leaves just me right here, and I'm going to move. I'm gonna move a medium here, and I'm not gonna roll any dice. I'm just gonna take the free shift and the hazard, and get that ram into collision zone. So this was a bad decision, but looking for 4s. 2, so I will at least kill it.
4.
4, which will also kill me. So I might blow up here. I blow up, and so does he. So this turret's probably going to get toasted. So for me, I'll blow up for 2d6. I do 1 damage to the turret. He does the other damage. Gear phase 4, I have the pole. I have no models on the field, so I will pick one and respawn. I was at 4 from 1 getting wrecked, and starting with none put me to 6, so I will respawn both of my vehicles. Respawning right here, and I will go ahead and activate the truck, who will go medium. Yep. Gonna go medium forward. I'm gonna roll here because I could get the spin, and I have Handbrake Artist on Rick. I do not get the spin, but I'll take the slide. So I have a free shift, so we'll, yeah, with that result, I think I'm going to shift up to 5th, cancel the hazard from shifting, and keep the hazard from the slide. Landing right there, and I'm going to try to throw a grenade at this turret, but that turret will get to shoot at me. Turret gets to shoot first. 1 hit, I'm in 5th gear. Blocks. Sweet. And my grenade onto the turret.
Hit.
Missed the dice tray. Hits. Does a damage. So Rob on 4 has got Firebat. Moving a medium. Roll 4 handling dice. That's a really good roll. Buggy on 4, who is going to go with a gentle, I believe. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be good. We'll roll some handling dice. We're definitely going to cancel that slide. We'll shift up, and we'll keep the spin, take 2 hazards right here with no shots. Going to shoot the gap right there. To 5th gear, Firebat has the activation. We're going to go long, and looking to roll some dice, because that's why we're here. Good roll. But you wanted to spin or something, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a hazard and re-roll it.
Re-rolling a full shift roll, I love it.
I'm rich enough. I can do this.
Vehicular, man. There's a difference between rich and really rich.
Okay, all right. That's cool.
Slide, shift, spin. Canceling one of the slides, keeping a slide and a spin. The slide and the spin ending up right there, still facing forward. Bring it to me on 5, and I'm going to use a long template with Dune Daddy. That is going to give a slight collision with this, but that's okay because it will then clear it out of the way for Rick to come through behind. So we'll go ahead and move there, and then we'll resolve that. So handling dice for that. We'll shift down to 4, take a hazard. We will cancel one of the spins and then spin and take a hazard. Then lose a hazard at the end of the action. With the spin result ending like that, dropping down to 4th gear just because I don't want to get locked into a bad position where the only thing I have to use is the long tempo. Let's do this collision. It is going to be staying put. It is a middleweight. I'm going to be evading with my ram. I don't take any hazards, so because it's on the front. So that'll just be my gear, which is 4 successes. Okay, so I need at least one of these to go through. That's again a dead vehicle. So that wreck being removed, this being wrecked yet again, I'll gain 1 audience vote for that, and then we'll go to 6. Nobody can activate. Pole position comes to me. We go to 1. Pole position goes back to gentle because he doesn't want to run off. We can't run off the roads, and hoping for a spin result.
Okay. Well, that's a slide.
No spin.
That's a hazard. Sure, I'll push it. I'll push it for the memes.
All right, push it.
Push it real good. Yeah, that's
There's
better.
your spin.
Cancel the hazard. Stay in 5th gear. Or no, shift down to 4th.
We're going to go with a gentle right here with him. We're going to roll 2 dice to roll. Shift spin. I will shift up, take a hazard, spin. So we're just going to line up, I guess, to just crash phase 2. Pole goes to me. I'm going to use a long right here and just try to crash. Template down. We will roll some handling dice. Handling 2. Spin, shift. I'll take it. I will keep the spin, stay in 5th gear, cancel the hazard. Collision, which my truck will try to evade. It's a gear 5, but it's a lightweight against a heavy, so it would be -1. 3 successes. No blocks, so 3 damage. That fire will long template off the table. And that'll be the first one out of the city. Me next. We're going to activate on him, and we're going to go long. Dice here. Spin. You know, I will take those 2 hazards. One of them will fall off at the end of the turn. Right here where my plan is to just drive through those. Right here, Rob will technically get 2 audience votes because he does not currently have any models on the table. Do you want to respawn? We have 6 gear phases from here. From right here, this is technically our countdown starts at 1. Gotcha. We have 6 gear phases, and then anyone who's not off the table edge is disqualified.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so within short of your spawn, use the other. Coming back onto the field right here. Looking to go a medium.
Okay.
All right, that'll do it. That'll shift
You
it.
shift,
Yep.
Shift up, clear the hazard, do a little dance.
You're gonna do a turn.
Okay.
Shift. Again, roll. Landing right here, and Rob just asked himself a good question to that is, will he be destroyed by his own couch? This is my current trajectory. I don't plan on shifting down or anything else, so I'm not going to roll any dice on this one. I am, however, going to collide with those barrels. We'll see if anything happens. I'm going to evade. Getting 2 hits. Getting 2 blocks. Okay, we rolled. Busted barrel. I did catch that was the wrong template. I went back and fixed it. I have the pole here. We're going to throw another long down this stretch. 1 dice here. Shift. That's fine. I'm just going to stay in for a gentle, which is going to take him through his cow trap. It's going to roll some handling dice. Shift slide.
I will cancel. Actually, I'll take a hazard and I'll just re-roll it.
Okay, push it.
Push it real good. Okay.
Shift.
Shift up, take a hazard, and clear the set hazard.
Okay, 2 hazards for the treacherous terrain, and I'm going to roll some damage dice for those caltrops. 1 of them wounds. You may try to evade.
I will evade! Wait, how many dice?
You should be in 4th gear.
4th gear.
So you got 2 more. Which one you got 1, so that's all that
Yeah,
matters. To 5th, Rob gets the pole. Gonna do a long.
Slide. Or both.
Spin or both. That works.
There we go. Perfect.
Sliding up there.
Spin.
You have Handbrake Artist.
Oh, I do have handbrake artist. You're right. I'm smart. I knew that.
But if you do, then it doesn't matter which way you start from the slide. If you don't, then it would matter. But if you do, then you can just position yourself how you want to be.
I got it. Yeah. Boom.
Cool. Cool.
I can go
To me on 5, and I'm not going to roll any dice here. I'm just going to move. There, getting very, very close to the edge. I think that I can make it off before the clock runs out, but I'm not certain. Nobody can activate on gear phase 6. We're back to 1 with 2 turns, 2 gear phases remaining on the get out of town clock before Doomsday happens. Going for a long, let's roll some dice. With the bishop.
Family.
Shift hazard.
Take a hazard. Reroll. Curse this good roller.
Shift. So hitting the guardrail here is going to be a collision that's just going to kind of bounce him off and adjust his position facing him that way. Try to evade, looking for 5s or 4-ups. So that's 3 successes.
And all 6s. No, just 1.
1 6 takes 2. Gonna move along here. Getting ready to drive out of the city. Gear phase 2, which is 6 on the round clock to get out of the city. I will use a long and drive off the table. The bishop, as well as Dune Daddy, will be disqualified as we roll on to the new board on the outskirts of the city. Here we have the end of the city, the end of civilization coming out into the Badlands with our pits and some crags. And this will be our exit point. This will be our entry point. We modified things a little bit for the sake of what we had going on narratively and the way that we wanted it to look thematically. Also, for this half of the battle report, we're going to say that all of this Badlands terrain coming out of the city is hazardous. Or not hazardous, but rough. So every turn you're going to generate a hazard. So you have to be kind of consistently rolling. And we're going to have some wipeouts. It also, we worked it out and figured it gives me a little bit of a chance to catch up and potentially get back in the game. So all of the ground here coming out of the city is rough. Point of order for Firebat here. There was, Rob was looking at his sheet and kind of fiddling around with the legacy thing and realized that he had put in the wrong name when he made the car. I said it was whatever, we continue, but he didn't want to do it because he just didn't want to do it that way. He wanted it to be what it was supposed to be. So what we're going to say here is it's pretty much the same. The perks got changed a little bit. It lost a weapon or two, and we're just kind of saying that in the mad dash to get out of the city, that stuff kind of fell off. He got to use it and then it fell off. So, but he will be entering first on Gear Phase 1 of this new activation, or this new round. Gear Phase 1 of the new round. Firebat's coming out of the city after blowing the gates open with his ram. Ram fell off. But the gates are open and we're getting out of this city. What are you going to do with him, Rob?
Well, I'm going to do this thing where I drive forward.
Alright, let's do it.
Gear 5.
Gear Phase 1. Firebat's going to go long and hoping to shift down here.
Here we go. I'm going to take a hazard to reroll.
Push it.
Even though it's really good.
Fishing for a spin.
I sure am. And there she be.
There she be.
So we'll keep the spin, cancel that, and we will get rid of the hazard from the spin.
Okay. Phase 2, it's still Firebat. I will not show back up until Gear Phase 6 because that was when I was able to make it out of the city. Long. Look at this beautiful lineup right here. Right through the nonsense.
And we're going to roll some dice.
Okay.
I am going to take a hazard to re-roll that.
Okay.
Because reasons. That's better. That's better. So I'll cancel the slide. I'll keep the spin. And I will... see, that's one shift down. Now I will shift down to 4th and gain another hazard, putting me at +2 hazard.
Going to Gear Phase 3. Still just Firebat on the field. What you gonna do, Rob?
Hopefully not wipe out and move medium.
All right. Well, medium's gonna give you a free shift, so maybe if you roll well, you can cancel out some of the hazards that we're gonna rack up through this second half of the 4-handling dice. Ooh.
I will gain a hazard to reroll that.
Okay.
If I'm gonna wipe out, I'll wipe out now.
That's right.
Okay, cool. Well, this is unfortunate. I will cancel out this hazard, and I guess I'll gain 2 hazards from the slide.
Okay. Just like this after the slide, and that will be enough hazards to cause a wipeout because our cars are not calibrated for driving on these Badlands. These are city cars that we just stole and everything. Testing for a 4-up.
Ooh,
that is not a 4-up.
Not a 4-up.
So that'll be 1. No, that'll be 2 damage and a forced move. That wipeout and losing control. He's spun out to here. Now I always play this terrain piece. This very bottom layer footprint is not anything. It's not really impassable or anything like that until you're up onto these upper levels of the rocky bit. So he's just turned facing the wrong way in gear. With him stuck in first gear, that means nothing's going to happen until I come on at Gear Phase 6, and I will come cruising out of the city right there. Coming on turn 5, or Gear Phase 6 and Gear 5, I do not get to do anything just yet. So the pole passes back and forth a couple times, currently landing on Rob, who will get to activate first with the Firebat. Going for the hairpin. He thought about not rolling, but he has to roll because he needs to shift gears, and the hairpin will not give him one.
I want to play the game. That is, in fact, a game. So shift up, gain a hazard from it, cancel this hazard, gain a spin with a hazard.
Okay. Right there in Gear 2, bringing it to me on 1. I'm now going to rip out of these city gates, going to roll my 2 handling dice. I really wish it had been Dune Daddy that made it out of the city.
You got this.
Ooh, we'll take a hazard to push that. Shift hazard. Okay, so I'm going to shift down to 4th and take 2 hazards and then 1 hazard at the end for it being rough. Ending right there, and the pole comes. Let me just destroy the board. Pole comes back to me on 2. Right here with a gentle, and see if I can't get myself in between here. And I have to roll here. Shift and a hazard. I will stay in 4th gear, and I will cancel that hazard and gain 1 at the end of my turn. Lay a medium down and roll forward.
That's not it. I'll gain a hazard.
Okay, push it.
Push it real good. Better.
But not by a lot.
So we're in gear 2. We got the free shift, so we're shifting up, cancel the hazard from shift, cancel this hazard, and gain a hazard from the spin. We got another hazard from pushing it. So I have 1 audience vote, and I'm going to try and get rid of some of these hazards with a d6. I'll just get rid of all of them.
That's clutch.
Because I'm cool.
Clutch. I love it. That's good for Rob. That's probably going to be hurtful for me. I had a chance at catching up to him if he wiped out. All right, going to go with medium and going to roll some handling right here, which is onto the terrain feature, the tar pit, the goo pit, the corrosive ooze. So that'll put goo on him. It'll give him 2 hazards, and at the end of turn, he'll gain 1 for the rough terrain, bringing him back up to 5 hazards. So where he starts. So good at guessing stuff without looking at it, y'all. That gentle is perfect. Got to roll some handling dice. Roll those handling dice. I'm going to spend an audience vote to also get rid of some bad stuff. 6. Also, that's no awesome. Hazards remaining. We got 2 handling dice. Shift. I like that. I'm going to remove the hazard that I get for moving in through the rough terrain, and I'm going to stay in 4th gear. Quick point of order that Rob and I just discussed. We decided that the scenario says that if you were to wreck you respawn, you would have to respawn way back here. But that doesn't really make sense to us in this part of the scenario, so we're going to modify it, because that's one of the beauties of wargaming, is that as long as you and your opponent agree to it, you can do it. So what we're going to say is that because when the car is wrecked, you would gain an audience vote, and then when it was your turn again, you would gain 2 audience votes for not having a car on the field. We're going to say that you can just respawn where you are, but you have to skip a gear. Like you lose a gear phase of activation while you've gotten out to fix the car. For medium here, we're going to roll some handling dice. Spin, slide. You do have a free shift. 2 hazards. Oh, I do have a free shift. So we're gonna. I want to be able to go. So I'm gonna have to shift up to 5th. And then I'm gonna get 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. The amount of hazards that I'm racking up so quickly is not great, but the slide gives me a little bit of extra movement, and then because he has handbrake artist, I can get that spin going just so that I can try to shoot through that gap, and I might actually have range to shoot at him now. So let me check that out. So I am in range to shoot with the machine gun, and he's got rapid fire. So after making my first attack, I can make a second attack at the same target with the same shot with the heavy machine gun. 3d6 looking for 4s. 3 hits.
Gear 4?
Yep.
I'll dodge 2.
Dodge 2 takes 1. Second attack. 1 hit. 1 dodge. 2 dodges, but only 1 matter. Right there, and it is now Fire Bat's activation on gear phase 4. So looking to go medium here. Go. Not great.
Well, I will push it real good.
Okay. Hopefully a lot of shifts here can change your day.
Well, fortunately, there's not a lot I can do about that. The free shift for being in 4th gear. I will. So I'm going to stay in 4th gear, and I'm going to cancel out both the spins, and I'm going to get rid of a hazard.
And that'll be a wipeout. So we got flip test.
Nope.
Ooh, that is a failed flip test. That'll be 2 damage and a forced medium.
Wonk.
He will reset, and then I get to spin him. We're going to spin him that way. That hole goes to Rob on 5. However, due to that wipeout, Rob is currently in 1st gear, so he won't get to activate. However, can go because I shifted up to 5th gear. So I'm going to move up. I'm not going to roll any dice. I'm going to spin the audience vote that I got last turn for having more hazards than hit points to remove some more. I have 5 hazards after the move, and I'll get rid of 4. 6 pole passes to me, but nobody can do anything because 5th is the highest gear my truck goes. Gear phase 1, pole passes back to Rob, who is sitting going for a hairpin. Gonna roll the dice to see if we can get a shift up, as he is so close, but Rick is gaining on him. All right, handling dice. Shift, spin, hazard. That's not too terrible.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll shift up.
Okay.
I don't think I get a free shift because it's a hairpin.
You do not.
I'll keep the spin, and I will cancel out that hazard, so I will gain
2 hazards total. 1 for the spin and 1... Nope. 1 for the shift, 1 for the spin, and 1 for the rough terrain. So racking up 3 hazards, but being able, I'll let you move your toy car.
You can't make me.
I mean, I'll do it if you won't. And keeping the spin to get himself facing. My turn on 1, and I'm going to zip on up here. I'm not going to... Well, I'll roll some dice, because I might get a spin here and then get some shots. I currently only have 1 hazard. Why not? That is a spin and a shift. So I will cancel a hazard that I already have and take a hazard from the spin and a hazard from the rough terrain and stay in. Ending my movement right here. Taking some shots right in a new round. In gear phase 1 of that round, I'm going to use rapid fire again because I can use that ability once per round. 2 hits on the first shot.
Huh? I'll take it.
1 damage. And, yep. 1 hit on the second shot. Blocked.
I'll block it.
I have the pole position in gear phase 2. Not going to roll any dice here. Just going to move forward. And there's some grenades, I guess. I have 1 grenade. Misses. And with that, Firebat is able to just barely nose me out. That is... I'm okay with that. That came down to a...
That was a
really...
Dude, I wiped out so many times.
Close the gap in, man. So hang out for a second if you want to. Rob and I are going to kind of talk about the game for a second. The fact that you had the wrong car for the first half of the game was brutal, man. Having all those drop weapons, like I know y'all could hear a little bit of the salt in my voice, and I apologize, but that was super, super, super frustrating. But it is what it is, you know. Rob realized that a mistake had been made and was gracious enough to correct it. Isn't that right, Rob?
I am a kindly god, yes.
So that game...
Also, I apparently can't spell Batmobile. I can only spell Batman. So if you ever play this and type in Batman, you'll have everything.
You'll have a incredibly gnarly vehicle at your disposal if you should choose to do that. I think that our addition of that rough terrain across the board was really, really, really a good thing for the game. It allowed me to catch back up a little bit.
I think it really balanced out the first half.
It rebalanced in the exactly. That's well put, Roggs. I mean, that came down to a just absolute freaking,
I only had 3 hull points left. Like, I should have been shot out of the water.
Yeah.
Especially with rapid fire on the heavy machine gun.
Yeah, I should have definitely been able to shoot you off once I caught up to you, but just if the guns ain't hitting, the guns ain't hitting.
It was Batman, got all that gear.
I know.
Well, not anymore, but
Not anymore. He still got enough to get off the board first. So that's going to do it for this first game in our current campaign for Gaslands Refueled from Osprey Publishing and Mike Hutchison. Stick around if you want to. We're going to do some cleanup aftermath sequence. So the first portion of our postgame here is to note that if a vehicle was wrecked 1 or more times or disqualified, and if so, mark a corrosion on it. So both of my vehicles will get a corroded hull. One of Rob's will get a corroded hull from the wreck and disqualified, and then he will also get a corrosion point for the vehicle, the Firebat that drove through the goo. Neither of us were holding our own delivery slips at the end. We are currently, this is where we find ourselves now, is tied for the lowest total corrosion. So that'll be a roll off to see who gets to roll on the template improvement chart. And hook 'em.
Huh?
5. 5. Roll it again. Hug it. 6. 5. Okay. This is for an improvement template. Yes, sir. So we got a 2, which we consult the chart, which will be select one of this team's templates and permanently add 1 shift icon to any permitted gear. So I have opted to put my free shift onto the 5th gear of my long template. Rob has opted to put his free shift on the 1st gear of his hairpin. With everything said and done, for my mutations, I generated an extra technology perk, for which I took SatNav, which says that every time I roll handling dice here, I can set a shift aside. I can have any number of them set aside, and I can use them with anybody on the team. For Rick, he rolled a weapon that costs up to 4 cans, as well as an additional crew member, for which I'm going to acquire RC bombs. So final crew value for the Prophets of the Flame is 87. For the Bishop, he rolled a mutation of a weapon that cost 2 cans or less, so he got a harpoon and an extra crew member, and the Firebat got an extra 3 hull points. Now, question for the comment section. Does the extra crew raise the overall cost value? We're not really sure about that. For now, we're saying that it doesn't. It's just factored into what you would gain from the rest of the mutation. Model. But I could be wrong. So at the end of cleanup phase for Prophets of the Flame, they are sitting currently at an 87 team rating. The Bishop's mutation was to get a weapon that costs 2 cans or less and a crew member, for which you got a harpoon, and the Firebat got an extra 3 hull points. Now, question for the comments section: does the extra crew that you get from that affect the can rating? Because we're not really sure, and for now are saying that it does not. So let us know in the comments. Have a great day. Thanks for gaslanding with us.
That does it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to World of Wargaming. If you've enjoyed the content that you saw today, consider hitting that like button for me. If you want to see more content like what you saw today, consider hitting that subscribe button and hitting that bell for notifications so that you get alerts whenever I post new content. And if you liked what you saw so much that you would like to contribute to the continuation of it, then check out the description below. You'll find a link to the Patreon account for the studio. And there are numerous tiers there structured for however little or however much you would like to help out. And I want you to know that regardless of any of those things, if you do any of those things or don't do any of those things, I'm incredibly grateful that you stopped by and hung out today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope that the dice are ever in your favor.